name is Jalle Stinnett. I'll be your host today on In the Loop. I'm here with Matthew Freeman, our guest. How are you today?
I'm very good, thank you.
Good. What is your role in the visual arts department?
I am both the professor and center gallery coordinator, which means I do kind of a dual duty of teaching. The other is trying to make the gallery work, get shows together, make opportunities for students to see it, and then public as well.
What all classes do you teach?
Do you want that condensed? I'm sorry. I
Sure.
should have asked that before.
No problem, whatever.
So the main classes that I teach are painting and drawing too. Those are the more advanced. I also teach 3D and then fundamental foundational courses, which are 2D and color theory. Aside from that, I do teach some gen eds and sculpture as well.
Nice. You're also a artist yourself on top of being an instructor. How do you balance that workload?
That is tough.
Yeah.
Part of what we do as professionals needs to be a part of what we do here as well. And I think the sentiment is if we're going to teach it, we need to be a part of it. That the art world in particular can move along and leave us behind if we are not active and staying a part of the greater conversation. So to balance it, if you have ever noticed, occasionally I will be locked away trying to work on something. It's probably either work related for you guys or work related for mine. And so staying on a steady studio practice is the key. Just keep moving.
Do you think that being an instructor and interacting with all the students and other artists, do you think that betters your career as an artist?
Absolutely, yeah. With all professions, I think from what I understand, you get to a certain point that you kind of forget some of the things that you learned that are important in the beginning. And so staying with students and talking about that and working through that is a way to keep it fresh and present. So ultimately, when I go to do my own work, I don't forget things. I don't get lost. You know, I have something to fall back on because it stays so present with me.
All right. I imagine that with finals week approaching, there's a lot going on in the fine art or the studio arts building, visual arts. Can you tell us a little bit about that? What's going on?
Sure, for sure. So finals week, especially in the spring, is a lot of fun. So 3D, which, as you know, has the great boat float. So that project, their final project in 3D design, is designing a boat that has both form and function. So it needs to float for 2 minutes, and they need to sit in it, and they give their presentation. So we do it every spring. Not this Thursday, next Thursday of finals week. If you drive by the Visual Arts building, you will see us in a pool, floating boats. So along with that, we have graduating seniors, and they do their presentations, and even more excitedly, I think, is that the senior show also opens this Thursday. So all the graduating seniors, graphic design, visual arts, art ed, they have their show, their final culmination of what they've done. So that will be, opening this Thursday with a reception at 5 p.m. and will run through the end.
Where will that be located?
At the Center Art Gallery, which is located inside the VPAC.
Okay. I imagine that because art it's not a subject that has it has a solution, but there's different varieties for the solution. How do you go about grading and things like that on a single project?
So I'm glad that you asked that, because I think that is just a great question, generally speaking, for everybody to understand about art, is that there is a part of it that is subjective, but we don't just rely solely on that. It is reliant on context. So what you have to say is great, but if it's educated and supported by what you've done, and you've done research and all of that. So all these projects are designed to have some sort of context to frame what it is that is being looked at. So your success is not whether you painted a pretty picture or you drew a fantastic tree. It's, did you use elements and principles, right? Did you use your foundations? Do you understand its historical context for later work, right? So.
And for our last question, is there anything exciting going on that students can look forward to in the art program? Any words of wisdom you have to offer?
For
Anybody.
Sorry, anybody?
Yeah.
Just in general, not just students for art, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anybody.
Yeah. So, well, as I mentioned before, the senior show is this Thursday. That is an exciting thing for them, and I do encourage all students to come out and see it. I know a lot of people are almost hesitant about walking into an art gallery. They almost feel out of place because they feel like it's not their world. But if you maybe reframe that and think of that as you're just going to support students, another Southeastern student. So it means a lot to them to have people come and see their work. So I do encourage people to come and see it. And we have cookies. So there is that.
It's always nice.
It is nice, right? But after that, we wind down for the summer, and it's a little bit more quiet around there. But then when we start back up in the fall, come August, it will be shows and activities and all that.
All right. That will be it for today's episode of In the Loop. Thank you so much for joining us.
You're very
Hope you have a great day.
Thank you.